I'm looking a mess right now, but just disregard the little bag of chips in the bag because I was eating before I filmed that. So just don't. Hey guys, welcome back or to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you the story of how I thought I was going to get kidnapped. So this was like, if you're my friend, you already know this story, but if you're not my friend, then I think you should probably stay because this story is kind of crazy. So it was like a Saturday morning. Don't mind my hair. I'm so sorry I keep interrupting the story. But I just got out of cheer practice, so yeah, this is what I wear to cheer. Anyway, so yeah. So it was like a Saturday. My mom was like, go drop off this bag with books to your aunt's house. And it was like, okay, so if you know me, you kind of, I think you've been in my house before if you know me. I literally let anybody come over. Okay, so it's my house and then my aunt's house is like right there. So it's like a 5 to 6 minute walk. It looks closer on my hands because I have tiny hands, but it's like a little bit far. Sorry, I did adjust my camera a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of a little lengthy walk or whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, so I had my dog with me because I had to take him out for a walk, you know. Dog. Duh. And so we were walking. And in order to get to my aunt's house from my house, it's like there's two split like little streets in the middle between that you're gonna have to cross to get to her house. And then when you get to her street, it's like a curved in street, so you have to like turn to get into her street. So it's like a lot of work to get there if you're walking. So I start walking, and the first little cut to like the first split in the street, there's a car parked right there. And I'm like, creep. But he was just sitting there in his car. And I think he was on his phone because he wasn't looking like up at the wall, like at the street or anything. He was just like looking down. So I was like, okay, he's probably just sitting there on his phone. So I keep walking. As soon as I pass his car, he pulls out. And I'm like, oh. And if you know me in person, you know that I like to listen to like a lot of like true crime. Oh my god, my camera. And like I like to listen to like Bailey Sarian true crime videos and a lot of those. I just love true crime, I feel like, and like stories about kidnapping and murder. I'm not weird or anything, I swear, but like, yeah. And yeah, so I just like to do that kind of stuff, you know. So I immediately, my first thought was, I'm gonna get kidnapped, like this guy's out to murder me. And so I keep walking. And at the next little break in the neck for the next street, there's another car sitting there. And I was just like, this is really freaking sketch. And as soon as I walk past it, once again, the car, boom, pulls out. And I'm just like, yeah, we're definitely getting kidnapped. And my instincts, if I see that happen to me, like, I'm obviously gonna run. But this is just my instinct now because I think it's kind of crazy. But back then, this was like a year ago, I was still walking. So I used to still watch true crime, so I still had kind of like the instinct in my head, like, if this happens again, we're out. So I start walking up to her house. When you get to her street, you have to remember you have to turn in. So when I got there and I was ready to turn in, there was another car sitting there. Mind you, these cars were not just like parked. I might have said they were parked, but they were sitting there on. It like looked like they were parked, but they were on, and they were literally definitely about to just like sit there on. But the people weren't looking up, they were looking down at something. It could have been a bomb. So I turn, car. But that car is parked, right? Cool. So I keep walking. There's a car going towards the end of her street, and her street is a dead end. And if you know where I live, in the area that I live in, right by the corner store, that first street, that's her street, and you know what I'm talking about. So there's a car going up her street. Again, it's a dead end. So like, what do you do? Like, I mean, I guess you could be turning around, but like, really, what do you do? I might sound a little dumb. But yeah. So he was going up, and we were going towards him because my aunt's house is like the 7th house on her street. I don't know. There's a lot of houses on her street. And whenever you get to her house, she has like a long flight of steps. So if there was someone following me, like, it would take me forever to run up the street or run up her steps. And she always keeps her door open, but like, don't try to break into my aunt's house, but like, it's like a screen door and then the actual door. She always keeps the screen door open, so I could easily just run up there and knock on the door. And I knew she was home because I had to bring books for her son. And her son is little, so obviously, like, he's gonna want to read the books. And I was like, Lord, please don't kill me before I deliver these books to the little boy. He needs these books to read and learn. Right, so I'm just over here just, thinking the worst is about to happen to me. Okay, so the car that was going up the hill turns around and starts coming my way. But he is driving like 1 mile per hour or less. So I'm like, what is he doing? So I go into my aunt's house, drop off the stuff. I'm like, can I stay in here for a minute? Like, these people out here are creeping me out. Like, I don't know what's happening. She's like, I'm about to leave, so no. I was like, okay, whatever. So I had planned to go to the corner store down the street because I wanted to get something to eat. And I still went, okay? So fast forward to like 5 minutes after I walked down to the corner store and back up the street. Because it's like, you come out of her street, corner store is that way, my house is that way. So I walked that way to the corner store, got me some food, and went back that way. The car that was on her street going to the dead end, right behind me. The car that was parked, right behind me. The 2 cars that were already there, right behind me. I was like, what is going on? And it was winter time, so I was freaking freezing. And if you know me, it is winter time right now, and I'm barely wearing clothes, okay? Barely wearing clothes. And it's freezing up in here, okay? I have the sweater on and this freaking short sleeve shirt. So it was winter, and I was barely wearing any clothes. I had just woken up, so I was wearing these little sweatpants and my little hoodie, and that's about it, and some Ugg boots, and I was still freaking freezing. So I pull out my phone, and I'm like, Mom, please come, like, drive down the street, hurry up, because these people, I think they're gonna kidnap me or something, like, they're following me. And she's like, my mom is Jamaican, and she is, like, one of those parents who was like, girl, just stop. So she was like, just stop, we're exaggerating, they're not doing anything, they're just right behind you. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I was just giving her the whole rundown because I was really freaking scared. And I was really about to just, like, I don't know, just run, just bolt. And so whenever I just start picking up the pace, I turn around, they're still going extra slow, so that put me at a little bit of ease, you know? But then something didn't feel right, so I just kept running. And one man pulled up to me, like right next to me. I swear to God this happened. Rolled down the window with his music blasting. Looked, rolled it back up, and kept going. I was like, and you know, like in the moment when you're just like shocked, because I was really freaking shocked. And I just looked and I was like, because when I'm shocked, I'm not moving. I'm gonna stand there. And I stood there, best believe it. Okay, I stood there. And he kept going. But the 3 other cars were still sitting there behind me. And so I called my dad because I was terrified. I was like, Dad, these people are behind me. Like, one of them already left, but there's 3 other ones behind me and I'm scared. And he was like, just walk up the house, just run up to the house. Like, whatever. So I hung up and I bolted. I was out, I was gone. I was literally the Flash. Gone. And the cars were literally going super slow behind me. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just paranoid, okay? And mind you, I had my dog with me. And I didn't mention her this whole story. Oh my God, the freaking floaties everywhere. So my dog, she is a little Maltese. I mean, she's a Morkie. She's a Maltese and a Yorkie mix. So she's a tiny little fluffy little brown dog. She does run fast, but she's not vicious or mean or anything. She's not gonna do anything to them. So I had to pick her up and bolt and run freaking fast as heck. So I ran. I'm running, okay? And I get to my house. So what the street I was running on is across from the bus stop, you know? And the bus stop is on the same street as my house. So I'm across the street. I don't even look if there's a car coming. I just go. And I run to my house. And I swear, when I shut that door, I felt like I was so safe. And I was looking out for like the next half an hour for those cars. I feel like I'm always about to get kidnapped. I have so many stories where I was like on the bus and almost got kidnapped, but that's for another time. But you guys want to know what Mom said to me? Because she didn't know I was about to go to the store when I went to her house. She thought I was just going to her house. You know the first thing she said to me? She didn't even say, are they still behind you? What did they look like? What were their cars? She said, why do you have snacks? Where did you go? I was like, I called you saying I was about to get kidnapped. And that's what you're worried about. She did not care. She did not care. But yes, you guys, that is the end of this story. I have other stories where I almost got kidnapped on the bus. People take pictures of me on the bus. It is just crazy, okay? If you want to know what happened in those stories, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.